After 4 years at the top and millions of record sales, Girls Aloud are a hot property and stardom has its perks. Not only do they get invites to the best parties and premieres, this week they get to test drive cool cars. But mixing 5 popsters with some expensive motors isn't necessarily the best plan. They get to travel the world.
Look at how glamorous it is being on Girls Aloud.
While another realises there's no place like home.
If anyone gets mud on this white coat, I swear to God I'll kill yous.
...2006 has been a hectic year for Girls Aloud. Endless TV shows, a 12th top 10 single under their belt, Australia conquered, and gigs galore. But concerts are not the only places that Girls Aloud perform. If the price is right, the girls will also sing at private company parties.
People just think you do your tours, you do your TVs, you do, your promotion and that's it. But there's a hell of a lot of events that people don't get to see.
The girls do a lot of corporate gigs, and the reason we do them is because the girls like playing live. That's their favourite thing to do, and we get well paid for it.
March 2006 and the Foxy Fivesome are in the heart of the Mediterranean. They're in Greece to perform 2 surprise corporate gigs. A nice little earner, as pop acts can earn hundreds of thousands of pounds for just one night's work.
The corporate events involve fees, so it's an income for the girls outside the record deals, etc.
They're in Athens for 5 days to strut their stuff, but the girls are more concerned with how they're going to kill time in between.
They're just so used to having such a hectic lifestyle and work schedule that as soon as they get a few days to themselves, if they're not at home, they don't enjoy it, so we're stuck in Athens with a few days off, with really nothing for them to do.
With 3 days to go before their next performance, doing nothing is too much for one Girls Aloud. Sarah's had enough and is flying back to the UK.
While I've got a couple of days, I might as well make use of it and go back home and visit my mum. So I'm just hopping on a flight in the morning, the early hours, going home for a couple of nights, and then I'll be back on Friday for the next gig.
Long-suffering tour manager Drew packs Sarah off to the airport and knows he's got a tricky few days ahead of him.
So just get everything.
So we're getting a car at 4 o'clock in the morning, aren't we, Sarah?
Yeah, rub it in, but it'll be all worth it when you get there.
What do you do with 5 bored girls? Just get bored with them, I suppose. There's not a lot you can do. They're taking it quite well, but it is boring. For me, I love it because it's a great chance to relax and just sit and do nothing, which doesn't happen very often. So I'm not bored or complaining in the slightest, but, unfortunately they are, which I can totally relate to.
I think being in the band, you get too used to everything. You get too used to there's always somebody to help you sort something out, and you've always got each other as well to do that. You know that somebody's going to ring you and tell you you've got to be up at this time every day, and you know that you're going to be busy kind of every day, and obviously it can't go on forever, and there is going to come a point where it's going to be like waking up in the morning and not actually having anything to do, and it's quite a scary thought actually.
Desperate not to lose any more girls to boredom, tour manager Drew hastily arranges a day of fun in an attempt to entertain the remaining 4.
We're going to go out today and try and look at some sights, go and have a meal, meet up with the dancers, and just trying to make it a bit of an entertaining day for them.
Drew's big fat Greek adventure is a surprise, so none of the girls have a clue where they're going. Drew's mystery adventure is to take the girls up to the highest point in Athens to see the view. But a 2-mile trek uphill in high heels is not what the girls bargained for.
I don't think I could do it. Why would you sit here at one of these restaurants? Drew.
Cheryl isn't happy faced with her equivalent of Mount Everest.
Drew, are you taking the piss?
And she's climbing it in stilettos. Drew's determined to reach the top, despite an increasingly loud Cheryl.
Does anybody care that we're going to be at the highest point in Greece? Seriously? Does anybody care?
Oh my God.
Do you care?
No, but always not.
Like dangerous. Drew, it smells of shit. That's what it is. Actual shit. Do the people not have the fucking poop and scoop rule here? And things are landing on us and everything. It's a shit. It's all a shit.
It's awful. Everything different things.
Half an hour into their uphill struggle, and the highest point doesn't seem to be getting any nearer. And Cheryl's still complaining.
We should have just stopped at that cafe.
Shall we go back?
It looked like the highest point to me.
It is a nice view, but
A nice view of what?
don't really care.
A nice view of houses and buildings.
Just
So, you can see them on beautiful pictures.
I haven't seen anything through this. These shoes, why did somebody not warn me that we were trekking across the universe? Yeah, it's not that nice of a view.
Finally, our girl band makes it to the top to see what all the fuss is about. But a hot and bothered Girls Aloud are not impressed.
I was scared, you know, I could have slid, I was sliding, could have slid off the edge of the stairs, plummeted to my death, just for the sake of this.
Who cares about being at the top peak of Greek? All you can see is buildings.
For real?
I'm really for real. I couldn't give a shit.
You know, Sarah's going to be laughing her head off when she watches this part of the documentary.
Drew allows the girls to take the easy route back down, but their Greek adventure is far from over.
Does anyone know the hotel address?
Away from their coach and drivers, none of Girls Aloud know how to get back, or even where the hotel is. But resourceful Nadine spotted a local cabbie.
Excuse me, is this your taxi?